talking about mental health, I would just say, don't worry, you are not alone. That's my sentiment at the moment, because it's a lot of people are lonely and they don't need to be. And all it takes is for you to reach out to someone, and then it starts the ball rolling, and it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
But I know that first cry for help is the most difficult.
This episode is supported by a proper local clinic just outside of Bishop Stortford. Most people don't wake up planning to see a chiropractor. It's the stiff neck that won't ease, the bad back that's killing your sleep, or that pain that suddenly makes work and family life harder. Takeley Chiropractic help people get out of pain, and even more importantly, stay out of pain. They don't rush you. They take time to understand you and make you feel better. They want to understand what you want to get back to doing, whether that's work, sport, or just spending time with your family. They're a local team, highly qualified, and recently they won an award for outstanding patient care. Have a look at takeleychiropractic.co.uk and see what they're all about.
Welcome to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Philip Mallourides. Philip, great to have you on the show.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me.
Not a problem at all, Philip. For those of us who don't know you yet, who are you and what do you do here in the Bishop Stortford community?
So, as you mentioned, my name is Philip Mallourides, and I am a small business owner. I've been coaching, so business coaching and mentoring, for about 6 years now.
Okay. So you started coaching 6 years ago. What was the spark to get into coaching, and what were you doing before that led you into business coaching?
Yeah, it's a bit of a long story, so I'll try and shorten it a bit. Ever since my very first job, so my first job was in McDonald's. A lot of people have first jobs in McDonald's, and I went from picking up litter all the way up to management within 18 months. So it was a hard push, if you like, whilst I was at college. But I got into training at McDonald's. So I was training the staff to get all their stars on their badges and those kind of things. And all the way through since then, I've either had my own business or I've been in senior management of other businesses. So the coaching, mentoring, training side of things has always been there. I've always had staff to manage. I've always had people to train up and coach into their jobs and understand what they're doing. But I've been a serial entrepreneur, if you like, and I was a millionaire by the age of 35, I think it was. And so I had lots of different business interests, and I used to like doing lots of different things, and I get bored easily, so I then go and look for the next challenge. Unfortunately, one of those challenges wasn't too good for me. It certainly didn't align with my values at the time, and now I realise that looking back. But it kind of got me into a little bit of trouble. I actually got convicted of a VAT fraud in 2011. It wasn't my fraud, but it was the situation that I was in. I was kind of caught up in the fraud itself, and I actually went to prison. I was in prison for 39 months. And when I came out, so that's like, just over 3 years is a long time. When I came out, it was in 2014. I was a bit naive. I thought I could go back to my old life. I thought everything would be great. But because of the conviction, I actually lost everything. So I lost my millionaire status. I lost my marriage. I lost literally everything. And it was like starting off as a 16-year-old again, starting off on life, except I wasn't 16 then. I was, 45 or whatever I was, 42, 45. I can't remember. Such a long time ago. So my journey since then has been one of finding myself, understanding what the world means, and navigating life post-conviction, which still haunts me today. And it got to the point in 2019 that I'd started to speak. So I'm a professional speaker as well. So I speak about overcoming adversity and resilience in the workplace, those kind of things. And I put the two together. In 2019, I actually started my coaching business that, incidentally, I did do a business plan for whilst I was in prison. It's just that it kind of sat on the shelf for a few years because I was I wasn't ready. And I was pretending to be someone else because of the shame, because of the embarrassment. And actually trying to be someone else just doesn't work.
That's an incredible journey that you've gone on there, Philip. And you're now coaching small business owners, medium business owners, that kind of thing. If they're just starting, they don't know the ups and downs, like what it sounds that you do. How do you help them? What does that mean as a business coach? What are you supporting them with?
So for me, it's all about the business owner. Mm-hmm. So business is business. What we do in business is the same, regardless of whatever business you're in. It has the same things that you need to do, but it's the business owner themselves who will make the difference. Because if you're in a good place, then the business will be in a good place as well. If you have the right mindset, if you think about things in the right way, the way you talk to yourself. When you're in business, when things are good, it's quite easy because everything just goes right. It's when things go bad, when things go sour, when you need to be lifted up. And because I've had such experience through the adversity that I've had, I understand the business owner. 37 years is a long time. The last crash that we had in 2008, I was within a business where we had huge growth in 18 months, going from like 20 staff up to 55, 60, 70. And then when 2008 came, boom, we had to make huge layoffs. But because we were a small business, we could just turn the switch almost immediately, which is why I like to work with the small business owner, because the differences they can make are not necessarily immediate, but very quick compared to the corporate world. Okay.
So if I was a small business owner now and I jumped on a call with you to find out how we get started, what does coaching look like? Is it am I coming to events? Am I jumping on calls with you every day? Is it through WhatsApp messages? What kind of interaction do you have?
A lot of it is using Zoom, for example, because I kind of learned that one of the things I talk about is efficiencies, and traveling to meetings, having a meeting, in a coffee bar or something like that, and then having to travel afterwards is a complete waste of time and waste of money. So a lot of the stuff I do is on Zoom. The coaching aspect is really just conversational because it's about understanding you. It's about understanding where you are and where you want to be. And then we bridge that gap that we've got. But it's you that has to understand. It's you that has to have the realizations that the dream that you're chasing is your dream rather than someone else's. So there's a lot of conversation that we have that just allows you to then come out with things that you didn't even think about. And it's that honesty that we really need. Because if you pretend to be someone else, it's like I was saying before, pretending to be someone else just doesn't work. And that's because the dreams that you're chasing are normally someone else's. And so we just have to get that realization from you. And that comes from the conversation that we have together. And then you thinking about it and then realizing, it's the light bulb moment.
And is this best for people that are in business and are coming up against obstacles, or people that are thinking about starting a business? Where do you come in?
I always used to think, right, I'm going to help people starting business, getting into business. But then the more I was working, I've actually found that a lot of the people that I work with have been in business for many, many years, 8, 9, 10 years. And it's just that now they're kind of plateauing, and they're kind of getting to that point where they think, oh, actually, what am I doing? Do I still like it? Do I still enjoy it? And then the other segment is people that have been in business for like 1 or 2 years, because then they're just getting to the stage where, okay, I found what I want to do. This is where I'm happy. Now, how do I take it further?
Is there anything particular that's happening at the moment that's impacting small business owners that you're seeing?
I think there's a lot of talk at the moment about mental health. And it's how we're feeling. I suffer from mental health now as well, because we all do. It's something that is around us all the time. And what happens everywhere around us, if we look now at what's happening over in Iran and Egypt and those kind of places, those things affect us and we start feeling down. So what we've got to do is we've got to use those tools that we have to make sure that we maintain the positivity that we have. A lot of people that I work with, they feel down because of the economics, what's happening at the moment. I don't want to get too political, but a lot of things that are happening with tax, for example, all the things that the government are introducing, a lot of business owners are finding it hard because they may have to lay off staff, for example, because national insurance increases. And so they're coming to the point where they go, I don't know whether I can cope with this. I don't know whether I can keep going. So the mental health aspect is really important.
The mental health part is huge from those small business owners that I speak to, because, as you say, it's all on their shoulders, particularly if they have staff. Even if it's one or two, they feel that kind of responsibility. And because of the cyclical nature of business, it does go up and down a lot. And some of us aren't built for that kind of world at all. Is that something you've ever suggested to a business owner, that maybe they shouldn't be a business owner?
The thing about being a business owner is that it's not for everyone. And a lot of people may think they want their own business, but then when they come into it, week after week, month after month, they may not be making the sales that they want to. They might be working a lot longer hours than they thought they would. And that's welcome to having your own business. People always think that freedom that they were promised when everyone says, oh, you go and have your own business because you get more freedom. That freedom isn't about not working. That freedom isn't about having loads of money in the bank. It's about being able to do what we want to do. It goes a lot deeper. So that word freedom means something different to what they think it means. So yes, I have come across some people who have tried to go into their own businesses and it just hasn't worked for them. And so they've gone back into maybe the corporate world because it just hasn't worked for them.
Yeah, interesting. What else do you do to support mental health, or what do you advise business owners to do? Just generally, if anyone's listening in now in the local community.
It's about looking after yourself. The thing about us as human beings is that we need connection. We need to be around people who are similar to ourselves. So if you're a business owner, you need to mingle with other business owners because they understand what you're doing. They understand the predicament. You need to look after your health. Being healthy, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So it's about looking after yourself. It's about eating the right foods. It's about taking the exercise. One thing that I strongly recommend is going out for a walk in nature, because what that does is, A, you're getting exercise, B, you're getting the fresh air into your lungs, it makes you feel better. And whilst you're on that walk, as long as you put your phone away, don't take your phone. We don't take your phone at all. Take it, put it in your pocket, put it on silent, but just walk around and look around and see the trees, see the color of the trees, see the birds in the trees, listen to what nature's telling us. Because what happens is that helps the brain clear. And all of a sudden, our creative juices start to happen. And that problem that you had when you just left it and gone for a walk will suddenly become a bit clearer, because that clarity is what we need to do anything, really. But that walk will mean that suddenly ideas will come to you. Suddenly you'll think, oh, hang on a minute, I haven't tried that. And it's one of the most amazing things you can do. Make sure that you're not feeling guilty about not doing something. Don't overwork yourself.
Yeah. And have you also started to put together walks in the community to support mental health as well?
Yeah, I'm a man, and I know I don't talk enough. That's the other half is always, oh, you don't talk enough, you don't talk about your feelings, you don't do this, and it's something that we just don't do. But the thing that made me create this walk and talk that I do on a Saturday morning, every other Saturday morning, it's actually in Pisherbury Park in Sawbridgeworth, and it's for men only. So it's just for men, no ladies. The reason why I started it, apart from the idea of men talking or being allowed to talk or having that safe space, that safe and non-judgmental space, was that all the time when I was on social media, I was getting these posts from women saying, this is for women. This is, we're doing a women only thing. And I was thinking, hang on a minute, there's nothing for men. It seems to be all about women. And I thought, we've got to change this. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to do it. So I put the post out to start the walking. It's a very recent thing, probably a month ago. So we've done 2 walks, but I put the post out there and it's getting a lot of traction. a lot of people are, bizarrely, a lot of women are liking it and posting on it and commenting and those kind of things, even though it's not for them. So thank you very much. But yeah, it's something that I felt was needed within the area. And since I've been doing it, I've found that actually there are a lot of other walks that happen within the area, within, Bishop Stortford, within Harlow, all around the area. So it's amazing, actually.
So I think it's a really important thing that happens in society and in the community for guys to get together and talk, because if you look at all the stats, men have much worse mental health than women do. And there are so many groups set up for women to have those kind of conversations, whereas with men, there are a few out there, and I'm trying to get as many on as possible on the podcast so we can highlight them, but there is a need for that. So Philip, thanks for doing that. Thanks for putting that together, and we'll put the links to that on the show notes. So if anybody's listening in and they want to get involved or reach out to you, we can do that. If people want to talk to you about business coaching in particular, and have a conversation with you, what's the best way for them to reach out and talk to you?
If they find my website, so it's activateyoursuccess.co.uk, that has all the different links about what I do on there. So it has the coaching side of things, has the Prosper Hub, the owner support app is on there, and also masterminds. I do in-person masterminds as well for business owners. People can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn and those kind of things. Just search for my name. There is only one other person that's on there, but it's okay. He's my cousin, so it's okay. Yeah, so search for me on Facebook, for example, within the Bishop Stortford community app, or the Sawbridgeworth or Harlow, for example. Then if they find me, then they will find the details about the walk and talk.
Excellent. Well, we'll put links to those in the show notes as well, and for your website, so people can reach out and talk to you. And I'm sure there's going to be business owners out there that would be interested in mind melding and seeing where you're at, Philip. That sounds great. Are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions now?
Go on then. Let's get them over with. Come on.
Excellent. So these are 3 super fast questions that we ask every guest that come on to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast. First question: if you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say, and who needs to hear it the most?
I would say, talking about mental health, I would just say, don't worry, you are not alone. That's my sentiment at the moment, because it's a lot of people are lonely and they don't need to be. And all it takes is for you to reach out to someone, and then, it starts the ball rolling, and it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
But that first cry for help is the most difficult.
Yeah. Because I think in particular, again, for men, we're so used to saying, "You're right. Yeah. And actually, are you all right? It's the second, asking it a second time just to make sure, just to break through that kind of male bravado.
The default answer is, I'm all right. Yeah, not bad. Okay. That's the default reply that we don't even think about, because we don't want to think about. We don't want to think about what's going on in our lives.
Very good. Awesome, Philip. Thank you. Question number 2. Where do you go in Stortford that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
The last place I went to in Stortford was some jungle play area that I went networking in. But I think that's more down your street than my street. Yeah,
the jungle soft play is a great spot out towards the Haddams.
Yes, that's it.
They're brand new and very good coffee for a soft play, which is really important if you've got little ones. And their jungle soft play is a great spot. Yeah, I would recommend that to a lot of any young parents out there. Again, don't make it too busy, but definitely get out there. Thanks for that, Philip.
Absolutely. Yes, fantastic.
And last question: who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
Well, you see, I don't like to talk about myself too much, but I think it's me. Hello. The push I've got on men coming out, having a walk. I mean, our next walk is this coming Saturday, the 7th of March. We're going to be walking around Pisherbury Park. We meet at 9:00 in the car park. That's 9:00 in the morning, not in the evening. This week, we're going to be trying something different. So we're going to go for a walk as per usual. And then we're going to nip down to the Beefeater just down the road and go for maybe a coffee, maybe some breakfast, maybe something. So it's just taking it that little bit further, because, someone on the walk said, why don't we do that? So we're going to give that a try. But I'm about helping people now. It's I used to be someone different. Now I'm the same person but different. I understand what people have been through. The loneliness and the mental health can lead to depression, can lead to something further. I suffered when I was in prison. I did very nearly take my own life, but I had a picture of my son on the wall, and it was that picture that kept me here. But I've also lost someone to suicide as well. So I understand that, and it's so important. We need to talk. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, it doesn't matter. But we need to talk. We need to make sure that we let people know when we're feeling a bit down, and then they can lift us up, or they can offer some advice. But really, just being there in a safe and non-judgmental place for you to talk. It doesn't matter what they say. They don't even have to say anything, really. It's just the matter that you've been able to get it off your chest.
Yeah, fantastic. I think what you're doing with that is such an important part of the community, Philip, and thank you for getting that started. Early days at the moment, but if we can support and share that out, I think shining a light on it, hopefully more people can reach out to you, Philip, and get involved. Again, last time, where's the best place for people to find you online or get involved?
So if you go on any of the socials, Facebook is where I post about the walk and talk on the Bishop, Stortford, Sawbridgeworth, Harlow, Hatfield Heath community pages, or just search my name and they'll come up. You can find me.
Awesome. Philip, thank you so much. That's a wrap. Thanks for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, the best way to support the show is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Music that we're on now. And if you can share it on your socials or with someone maybe in Bishop Stortford who's not on social media, show them the show and explain to them what Philip is up to. You never know who might need to go on a walk and share some of the burdens that they're under at the moment. And if you've got a local legend, someone like Philip who's stepping out of their comfort zone to create something new or is setting up a community group or something that's to benefit the wider community that you think we should feature on the podcast, drop their name in the show notes and I can reach out to them and invite them on, just like we've done with Philip today. Again, Philip, thanks so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Pleasure.